A hotel on a boat in Paris. Today we've got golden swans, Parisians dancing on the river, and the smallest Paris hotel room I've ever stayed in. But small can be beautiful. All right, can we spend a minute nerding out here? Before I started the Swank guide, I was involved in a modular housing startup, so building, engineering, and anything well designed and compact gets my attention. And what this hotel is basically two long barges that have been joined together. This hotel had humble beginnings as ordinary working barges before being converted and moving to this slightly better neighborhood. At the risk of sounding weird, or maybe it's too late for that, one of my favorite things about this design is how they've integrated these storage bins on wheels. The folks who clean the rooms roll these bins up and down the corridor with all the cleaning supplies inside. The pool's one of my favorite things about this place. We'll hang out there in a minute, but I think it's great how they've worked this into the design. In terms of aesthetics, I really like the timber cladding on the exterior, and the shutter system that keeps the rooms cool. The butterfly roof's another great element. And I really love how they've left some of the original functioning parts of these formerly industrial barges. The glass out here in the corridor makes this whole space bright, and it kind of makes you feel like you're outside. Okay, let's do a room tour. This will not take long, starting with the world's kind of smallest shower/sink combo thing. 737 size toilet. A functional closet. There's a mini fridge down there, but my stuff is in the closet, so that's fine. The mini fridge is empty, by the way. There are reading lights on both sides of the bed, so that's nice. Some more controls here. I guess you can call up to the front desk. This is my favorite thing. It controls the lights in the shower, so let me show you. So the lights in the shower are all colors of the rainbow, whatever your heart desires. How did I get this far in life without something like that? And lastly, I wanted to show to you that at this tiny desk, I can actually sit here and do some work. See, I'm doing email. Actually works pretty well. The water pressure is really good. You close that shower curtain, and then not everything gets wet. I was worried things would get really wet, but any water that does come out goes under this grate. I love seeing the river traffic from my bedroom window. And yes, this is a small room, but so if you get a bit claustrophobic in your room, you can come out to these public spaces. There's seating outside all the rooms on both levels, so plenty of space, really. And besides the corridor, there are other areas around the hotel where you can hang out. And before we move on, if you watch the official YouTube video for this hotel, this is the kind of room that you see. This is one of 4 suites. So note that the 54 other rooms are like the one I showed you. So I probably don't have to tell you guys that a hotel's location can make or break a stay. In this case, the hotel's location is both a blessing and a curse. The curse part is that you don't get to experience the charm of being embedded in a great Paris neighborhood. There are offices to the east, The Austerlitz train station is to the west. The botanical gardens are north, and there's a bunch of crappy stuff if you walk south. In other words, don't expect to pop out of this hotel and grab a croissant and a café au lait. It's at least a 15-minute walk to a good restaurant and cafe scene. But let's talk about what's great about being on the river. You get to see a side of Paris that most miss. And for me, it's super fun just being on the river, watching the boats go by, the trains go by, and the swans go by. And for me, the best thing about this hotel's location is that whenever you need to go out, you have the option of walking towards the city, along this beautiful river walk that's also a park. And what's better than walking in Paris? So head out of the hotel and turn right, and you're headed directly towards Notre Dame. It's a great way to see Paris. There are tons of people out for strolls and on bikes. If you walk along the river, you'll find a lot more locals and not that many tourists. So it's just another chance to see the more authentic side of Paris. And maybe you can experience some serendipity and run into these kinds of typical Parisian scenes. This kind of stuff moves me. It's just really touching to see this kind of positivity. People of all ages out in a social setting, having fun and getting some exercise all at the same time. It's just one of the hundreds of things I love about Paris. If you want to do a 1-hour loop, you can walk up to Notre Dame. That's probably 20 minutes from the hotel. Then it's just another 10 minutes or so up to the Sorbonne, another 7 or 8 minutes to the Pantheon, and then cut through the Botanical Gardens and the Natural History Museum grounds on your way back. There's a lot to see in a pretty short walking distance. And as I arrive back, maybe one other thing to mention. I think it's kind of fun to see the trains go back and forth, but it could be annoying for all you light sleepers out there. But don't worry, if you're thinking about booking this hotel, we have a free PDF on our website that tells you what rooms to avoid, plus tons of other useful info. My favorite part of this hotel is the pool and bar area. Yep, the pool's small, but who doesn't love a blow-up swan? It's a fun addition and kind of sets the scene for a fun bar atmosphere. The bar's open to the public, so it can get pretty busy, but I was able to find a seat no problem. I really love sitting out here, watching the river traffic, and just enjoyed being outside, close to the water in this beautiful setting. There is a restaurant here that does 3 meals a day, but I wouldn't come here for the food. So yes, the rooms are small, but it's a boat after all. I think you come here for the setting, to hang out by the pool, to take beautiful walks along the river, and if you like to spend a lot of time in your room, this is probably not a great option for you. I think it's a fun way to experience Paris, and it's a relative bargain. Check out the 11 other hotel recs we're making for Paris, plus our guide on the best Paris neighborhoods. In our community tab, there's a short video on where we're headed next. Thanks for watching and see us in the next video.